Hello and welcome to Let's Bring Them In. I'm Evan Klein. I'm a former economic scholarship award winner.
And I am Ben DeHart. I'm a up-and-coming marketing rock star. You threw me off by taking the lead on that one, man. Here I am, prepping, just chatting with my boys, and then the bridle of the show gets taken away from me.
That's right. And Derek?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm Derek. I'm Sir Derek, actually. Thank you for remembering the night of the podcast and ethics.
Yes. I just decided that today I wish to, I believe the teens are saying cuck. I cucked you, Ben.
I would say you swerved on me is a better use of the word.
Big McThankies from McSpankies. I think that's the second time I've said that on this podcast. It's one of my favorite phrases.
Yeah, if you never saw the source material, which is Jimmy Neutron from the old Nick shows, you're really missing out. The man had
what was that character's name that said it? Was it Skeet?
He was Skeet.
How do you remember that?
I don't want to alienate people who haven't seen Jimmy Neutron right away. But
if you haven't seen a show that was popular 12 years ago, what are you doing?
Honestly, yeah.
That's true.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of 90s kid.
That was so funny, that meme.
I love memes. Oh, speaking of memes, guys, teammate, another shout out, Jacob Elrod. We're recording this, and when will this come out? Like early February? Mid-February?
This might be the first week of February.
Well, don't put me on that cornhole.
Sorry.
Cornhole, the pigeonhole.
Yeah.
Just got pigeonhole.
This might be the first week of March. There you go, Ben.
Who knows? Anyways, it gets even funnier the later it comes out, because my friend Jacob Elrod, shout out to Jacob Elrod, told me he wanted me to talk about Big Chungus, the new meme that by now will inevitably be dead. It's the fat version of Bugs Bunny. It's hilarious.
Well,
you guys seen Chungus?
No, but like chonk versions of things have been coming out of the woodwork all over the place. Like big chonkers on Reddit has been huge, where it's just everyone's cat but the size of a small lion.
I like how the internet has 180'd on cats. It used to be cats are epic win, put cats' face in bread, and maybe make them a melon hat, and now it's cats suck, dogs for the win.
Which I am all on board with. I don't mean to alienate any cat owners here, but dogs are 100% better for all time.
Yeah.
I love you, Pippin. I know you're
As
listening.
a family who grew up with cats and dogs, dog team over here.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's like the famous movie Cats and Dogs. Cats versus Dogs.
True.
Where they could both speak, and the cats were the bad guys and the dogs were the good guys.
It just makes sense. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, if you're thinking about it from a narrative standpoint, you're going to pick the underdog, not the fat cat.
Ooh, unless, of course, you're watching Oliver and Company.
Nice.
Of course. Yeah.
Because the main character is a cat, Oliver. Probably one of my favorite Disney movies, by the way.
I like cats. I like to eat them.
Oh, wow. That was a very good imitation. What's the antagonist?
That's
dog,
one of the two
like,
Dobermans. What are their names?
That's right.
Red collar and blue collar.
Honestly, what is that, like Cruella de Vil's dogs? Like,
no, in Oliver and Company.
I know, but like they're all from the Disney flag, so if we're going with a same universe thing, I'd imagine that like I want to turn these puppies into a coat, and then her dogs want to turn cats into food.
That's right. And the cats just want to live, I guess. Was it Cheech or Chong that was in that movie?
That was Cheech. He was Tito.
Yep. Tito! All right! He was a funny one. That's right. He wanted to date the
the poodle.
That was a prissy girl, because all poodles... That was one of the biggest disjustice to poodles. When I was young, I always thought poodles were these prissy dogs, but they're pretty big. Pretty mean.
Oh, yeah,
pretty
for
mean
sure.
dogs.
Well, they always also seem to be like this uppity kind of like too good for you. The main character animals would never be able to actually get with these poodles, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Nowadays, everything seems to be bred with poodles, so I think a few more main characters have gotten with the poodles.
I think it's mostly due to how funny it is to combine words with oodle. Like labradoodle.
Yeah, golden doodle.
Oh yeah,
golden doodle.
Oh, beyond that, also they just don't shed, so that helps a lot of people.
Yeah,
the big aspect. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We were originally bringing in a character Skeet from Jimmy Neutron, who actually runs a burger establishment, which brings us into a interesting development that happened just today.
Ooh, I see that
night.
transition.
So last night, Big T, Trumpster, currently, you never know, actually, by the time
currently
this podcast
president
comes out. I was going to say currently we're under a government shutdown. But yes, currently still president. Honestly, by the time this podcast comes out, maybe government shutdown will be done. Probably not. But government shutdown happened, but Clemson football team, still national champions, still went to visit the White House. And according the story I heard was that because the government shutdown is happening, no chefs had to bring food in, and the Trump man catered like no other and brought in bunch of burgers.
Oh, and filet
burgers.
fish, and I think chicken nuggets.
But none from the only restaurant famous for chicken, Chick-fil-A. They did it from McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King.
Yep.
The big three, as it were.
It's a pretty wild move to do this when you are purportedly, maybe not necessarily, one of the wealthier individuals in America. You treat this team arriving at the nation's highest station to the lowest fare possible. I don't know. It's a pretty badass move.
Yeah.
It spawned some really funny memes, though, talking about the Hamburglar and how Trump is luring him into his lair.
You know what?
What's your
I missed a lot of the memes. Hit me up with some.
Oh, man.
Derek, who's your favorite? Well, everyone. Favorite McDonald's character? I'll go first. Grimace.
Oh,
damn! Can I look up like that spread, that like Avengers spread with all of them real quick, so I can pick?
Well, they all came in with different menu items.
Oh,
So that's the thing. How come we don't get that anymore?
I
How
don't
come they
know.
can just make new menu items and they don't make characters like? It's not fair. I wish they made hipster characters for their artisanal sandwiches.
Mayor McCheese.
Ooh.
How could we forget
Ooh.
Mayor McCheese? Gross oversight by us. What did he come in with?
Probably the cheeseburger.
All right. You know what? I'll take that one on the chin. You were right. Probably the cheeseburger.
You know what they call Mayor McCheese in France?
Oh, no.
Mayor Quarter Pounder with cheese.
Nice. Epic style, Ben. Good one. And Grimace came in with chicken nuggets. Hamburglar was like invented mid-90s.
Was he the hamburger?
All right, any good memes from the
Yeah, I'm trying. It's tough because everybody's talking about this. The thread just keeps going and going and going.
We can make our own wholesome memes here.
Yeah.
Up in this
go
biz.
ahead. I got one real fast. So you know Trump's hands are small. You know those Whopper hand commercials?
Yes.
Yeah, it could be like him holding the Big Macs. He's like, I love these burgers. They are so good. And his like small hands like go to grab the burger and like get in the middle bun and the top and bottom fall off. And he goes, oh, and everyone laughs.
Frame 2, he's holding a chicken nugget. He's like, these are each made of an individual full chicken, right?
Just completely lean into it. All right, Ben, now you got a verbal meme. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So, one of the football players is picking up a burger, and Trump is standing over his shoulder saying, I also enjoy the good taste of ham burger. Big space in between. The visual part is kind of lost because you missed the space in between.
Yeah.
But the intent is that he is out of touch.
Oh.
Yes. I like how he misspelled in the tweet. He said hamburger.
Exactly.
That is, to me, that is epic. Derek, verbal.
Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of Trump standing in front, or I guess behind, the table laden with food. And I'm going to put something over his face. Like I'm going to just like bad Photoshop, just post a different face over his, and that face is going to be Cookie Monster. And The caption is going to say, "Hello, fellow football players.
A classic Cookie Monster line.
Yes.
How about we enjoy some tasty burgers together?"
Right, one of Cookie Monster's favorite foods.
Or maybe you get Tom Hanks in there, like when he had all those Dr. Peppers at the White House with his college football
That's
experience.
right. I gotta pay.
Yeah, but it could be President Trump, and he's just saying like, "I gotta shit" because he ate so many burgers. Maybe.
Oh,
No, we are getting after Trump here. I do want to say it's a pretty bad. It's a cool move. It's a wild Bill move to
Yes.
do this.
Politics aside, badass move to just
It's
crap, we got them
awesome.
coming in.
Here's
Go to every
$300.
Yeah. Go to as many fast food restaurants as you can find and buy their stock.
Get
okay?
these
Just buy
boys some
everything they have.
food. They
Did you
earned
see the
it.
stack of salads that probably went untouched?
Yeah. So my roommate had a pretty good tweet about this. He was shout out to @BrewDoden on Twitter. He basically said like, politics aside and whatever you want to say about Trump, this is funny. And I was once a poor college kid, and I would have been way down for this. Just be like, if you think about them as like college kids and they're athletes, so they've got big appetites. They're probably like, hey, football season is over. Let's eat.
The only issue I had with it is like they probably prepared for this a good long time before the football players arrived. And if you know fast food, you know that its window of edibility is immediately after you pick it up from the drive-through window till about 3 minutes down the road. So if you don't eat it at that peak heat time, you are like exponentially lowering its edibility. By the time it's just reached the White House and somebody had like stacked it into pyramids of burger, I am 100% sure those were just monoliths of the remnants of what used to be food.
Kind of owns though.
Kind of owns.
If it's
It
cold,
really
bro.
owns. Or like microwaved burgers from fast food places.
I would
Not to,
I can't even
Go ahead.
I can't even believe that they would have microwaved them. That wouldn't have made it into the photo op, right?
probably not. All right, so like last thing about Trump. Do you remember when he was campaigning and he was trying to, I don't know, like last ditch try to get the Latino vote? And he had the picture of him,
Yes.
like, the burrito bowl, and he
Yeah.
was like, "I love my Mexican American."
Oh
He's, like,
yeah.
from his
That was
own
really-
restaurant.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was a Cinco de
Okay.
Mayo thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a Cinco de Mayo cash grab.
Yikes.
Very funny.
A little bit more
All this-
closer to home. We are right near Holland. We are actually getting a Hopcat coming in hot.
Ooh.
yeah?
This summer it actually should come out. And they recently had this whole big I guess crisis about their fries.
Oh, I heard about this. I'd
Yeah,
call it a
Derek.
crisis.
Derek, please.
All right, so for those of you who are not within 70 miles of a Hopcat and don't know about their luscious array of different sorts of tap beer, and their delicious, delicious fries, this is for you. So they've got these fries. Everybody knows about them. Hopcat is famous for them. They were formerly called crack fries.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They were denoted that because they were spiked with pepper and just the right way enough that they would go down real smooth.
And they were
Yeah.
super addicting,
Very popular.
very tasty. So, the controversy, the hot water that Hopcat got into was they didn't want to associate their food with drug addiction. And they didn't want to, capitalize on how funny something, oh, that's just like crack, it's so good, is anymore.
Yes, crack is out, seeing as heroin is a new epidemic, and black tar fries doesn't really roll off the tongue. But more importantly,
How about you shoot up these fries?
hey man, you want a spoon with these fries?
These come with a syringe.
That's right, used or unused. No, and that, I mean, I do like that we're finally getting more sensitive towards the fry eaters, because if there's anything that's a real issue, It's obesity.
True.
And not drug addiction.
Exactly.
Very
I
true.
strongly agree. The
We
big
need to,
reason they wanted to change it is you're like, oh, you know what? Be anything related to drugs is not funny. And I strongly disagree. It's in the presentation of any joke, of course. Though when you're in the process of a business, you can't always frame the context in which your product is sold. But I think everyone was sort of at odds with the idea of changing the name for like obvious PC culture stuff that everyone is on one end or the other for.
I think half of it comes with how easy it is to write an article about like, okay, so just like title an article. Okay, so this is problematic. I'm doing this voice because it's just how I imagine like writing an article like this.
Yes.
Just spacing things out. Now, okay, this is really problematic because you can't call things crack fries because crack is like actually addictive and obesity actually also and like it's a really easy article to write. But it's not as easy to write an article and get it published saying, damn, crack fries are good as hell and I'd buy them any day of the week.
Yep.
I don't care.
What's also stokes this fire is it's also easy to write a comment or article that says, PC culture's changing the name of my favorite fry that I care a lot about.
Yeah.
That's right. That's also, those are the best in retrospect. Because those never come out before changes.
No, they always come
those
out
only
after.
come out
Only
after.
after, yeah.
Those exactly. Which I mean, it's why the internet is the king of discontent.
It's reactive. But that's the thing is both of those articles get lots of clicks, bring in lots of money, and it's the first gut reaction anybody online will have is like, one is like, oh, thank goodness you're finally getting with the times. And then the other one is, fucking these little snowflakes and they're changing my goddamn fries.
I love the timeline of when I discover a problem like this and read the articles because I'm like, here's the problem. Oh, as a white man, I never really thought about X, Y, or Z. And then I read the article. I'm like, they do have a case. That's why the article got written. And then,
I will say, at least according to Wolf of Wall Street, white men were the primary users of crack.
Oh, well, so maybe I should be offended. You're saying?
I think this is one of the times you get to be like, oh.
Well,
there, please reevaluate.
So this specific example aside, I understand where they're coming from. Maybe there should be a change, and then the change happens, and then I click on the articles of outrage, and I'm like, wow, they're not wrong either. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this roller coaster and laugh the whole time.
So you know who the real winner is
Who?
here? Consumers like us of all this great content from these great writers who write these scathing reviews, basically.
True.
What are they called now, these fries?
Let me
here we
actually
go.
read you guys the
Yeah.
press release.
Thank
Not the
you.
press release, the blog, which became a press release because it's easy to write. Cosmic fries are here. Meet
wow.
the new fries, same as the old fries. As we unveil our updated menus for 2019, we are excited to announce the new name we're giving to our beloved, nationally recognized, but we will not tell you the name, fries. Envelope, please. Say hello to Hopcat's Cosmic Fries. Do they look familiar? They'll taste familiar too. That's because, other than the name, nothing about our fries has changed. They're still beer battered and sprinkled with our signature cracked black pepper seasoning. They're still served with the size of warm cheese sauce for dipping. They're still available in their enhanced, loaded, sloppy, and Vladimir Putin forms. And
No, they're not.
I'm reading verbatim at this
No
point.
way.
Nice.
And they'll still go great with your favorite craft beer burgers, sandwiches, cocktails, late night rendezvous. Great first dates, not great first dates, playoff games, drinks after a tough day, work lunches gone off the rails, Sunday fun days, holiday weekends, you get the idea. All right, that's their pitch, but why they call them Cosmic. So what's with Cosmic?
Here we go. Thank you.
Our spell
Nice,
check.
the meat.
It's Cosmic with a K at the end, by the way, just so.
What?
Our spell check
Oh, no.
isn't broken. One of the pillars of Hopcat is the love and celebration of music, and several of our favorite restaurants are decorated with the artistic renderings of some of our favorite artists. Our founder, Mark, is a big Frank Zappa fan, and one of his classic songs is Cosmic Debris, mentions the oil of Aphrodite and the dust of the Great Wazoo. We've yet to incorporate these ingredients into our seasoning, but you never know what the future holds. So that's where the name comes from. Yeah, I mean, kind of good pull.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'd argue that the oil
Yeah,
of
not bad.
Aphrodite is what the fries are initially dropped into, and the dust of, what'd you say? What was it? Was it wazoo?
The Great Wazoo.
The Great Wazoo. That's the cracked pepper on the top.
I said it before the podcast, and neither Derek nor Ben laughed, so I don't think it's necessarily funny. But I'd like to propose that these fries are the new sponsors of Trump's Space Force. No, don't laugh. Sorry, like I said, it wasn't funny.
Cut it.
Cosmic
Thank you.
fries.
Cosmic
I get it.
fries.
Oh, I'm glad you tied it in, though. We have
Will
a
they
little
serve these on
tie-in.
the International Space Station?
Yes, only this and the burgers that didn't get eaten by the national champion.
Nothing I like more than having a fry and then letting it slip away in 0G as its pepper begins to flake across my console.
I'd rather have the Putin, like the gravy and cheese.
You
just
mean the
flying
Vladimir
everywhere.
poutine?
Yeah, I want to basically kind of like Dig Dug, just eat all the dirt, but have it be gravy and cheese
Ooh.
and fries
Speaking
somewhere.
of Dig Dug, remember when you challenged me to that game and I kicked your ass?
Wow, selective memory, Ben. I also have all the records at that one location that had the arcade game in the what mountain range is that? Smoky
It
Mountains?
was the one by what was it?
Galvin.
Yeah.
No. Gatlin. No, Tennessee.
Appalachian?
That was Tennessee. It was Tennessee.
Oh,
It was
Gatlin?
by the, I want to say Marilyn Monroe land, but I don't think it was that.
Are you thinking of Dollywood?
I'm thinking of Dollywood. There's several.
It's called Dolly
There's
World.
several women that I get confused.
Oh, it's Dollywood, you're
Dolly
right.
Parton, Marilyn Monroe, and Audrey Hepburn. I often get confused.
Really?
Interesting.
Yes.
They're all like about as
They're from the same
mean-
era, and I'm not very familiar with their content.
Dolly Parton's still alive. Also, we don't want her to die, so the curse doesn't exist.
Is she old enough for our curse to work on her?
We did.
Oh no, she's not in her 90s, but she's old.
Did you guys, in that episode that, at the time of this recording, has not been released yet, did you want Stan Lee to die while you were talking about him?
No, of course
Ooh,
not.
Oh.
No.
The
Because
last thing
you
we would
prefaced
want.
that as like, well, we don't want Dolly Parton to die, so the curse doesn't apply.
Well, we acknowledge our power, though.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
It's true. I guess that the thing with these cosmic fries is that my issue with them is that they went from a monosyllabic first word to a like 2 syllables for cosmic.
Oh,
So
crack.
it doesn't roll off the tongue at all. You could have called them snack fries. You could have called them black fries because of the black pepper. You could have called them help me out. Frack fries because it's like you're fracking the black pepper out of the ground or the sea.
And then causing water to catch fire based on the natural gas content.
Exactly. And
Yes.
that is addicting in and of itself, judging by the companies who want to continue fracking.
You could have called them
It's true.
great fries.
Good fries.
Good fries.
Good fries. I like that. I wish companies would describe their food with adjectives like
I
great and
know.
good more often.
Going on the quick service restaurant magazine online, I see a lot more press releases that could benefit from just saying this new product, this new burger we're releasing.
It's
It's
good.
good.
It's good. Have you guys tried it yet?
It's
Oh,
true.
you haven't? Well, it's
Be
good.
honest with me. You don't know how good it is
Yeah.
yet, but trust us.
You'll find out when you come in and eat it.
It's like when you're doing a Mad Libs of a press release, and all the words
Yes.
you use are good and like it, and,
And tall.
insert product here. That's all
Yes.
your nouns.
Oh man, I miss Mad Lib. Mad Libs get exponentially more fun when you're allowed to do cursing. You know what I'm saying? You guys, hey, 18 and older audience only. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Let's Bring Them In, and on Instagram at the same address. You don't have to be 18 for these things, but 18 and older only. How cool is it to do cursing in Mad Libs?
Oh, yeah.
It's hot
Right?
hot tip. Siri can or Alexa can Mad Lib for you.
She can do Mad Libs.
Cool.
Wow.
And it's a hot tip. You can play that when you're just sitting on the couch and just shouting at the wind. Big old dicks, and I think she censors it too.
Oh,
So,
That's
but
nice,
it's actually
but-
it's funnier because like she'll just like do like a bleep sound over the words. Which I think is pretty
cool.
good. I think all this food talk kind of brings us into our topic of the day. One of you guys brought up.
Oh,
The boy, are my arms tired.
yeah. So we were on. I was on Facebook, and saw a local man that we went to high school with posting about how the hometown where we're all from is really lacking in the Chinese, Japanese, sort of Asian food buffets.
That was Abram.
That was Abram. Shout out.
Shout out, Abram.
Yep.
Abram Prince.
He's the prince. So he was complaining about this, and the thread kind of was developing from there, and I was like, hey, at Ben DeHart, pretty good podcast idea. We should probably fix Chinese food buffets.
Like you needed to at me. I was in that thread before you.
Oh, never mind. I just commented on Ben's comment.
So, buffets. Everyone's favorite way to do breakfast at a hotel.
Yep.
Or actually the only way unless you're at a 5-star hotel.
Everyone's favorite way to get sick.
Well, let's pull up our hometown Saginaw's Asian buffets.
They have a Golden Corral. We have a Golden
It's
Corral.
on Bay Road, and it's facing the wrong way.
It
Yeah,
is?
the door is parallel to
Faces
the road
that
instead
big
of
K?
perpendicular. Yeah.
Okay. Let's pull up Golden
funny.
Corral then. Because I feel like that's something everybody kind of has, more of a ubiquitous chain.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty common. At least if they're not, they're familiar with the commercials with pretty much like only people from the Redneck Comedy Tour, namely Jeff Foxworthy.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral! I love, you might be a redneck if you like to eat at Golden Corral! That's
Okay, so
if you've never heard it before, it's identical.
here's a review of the Saginaw Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. This time not from Yelp, from Google Reviews, which has like well over 1,000 reviews. So maybe we should use this sometimes too.
Wow.
Dennis has this to say about the Saginaw location. Employees using towels to wipe face and nose, and then using the same towel to handle food on buffet line. Bathroom looks like they haven't been cleaned in a few days. 45 minutes after opening food looked like it was there all night.
I've got a story about bathrooms and food as well. It's from Cody Richards. Shout out Cody Richards. Love you, C. Rich.
We need to cool it on these shout outs, dudes.
Okay, that's true. Well, no, hey, you get a shout out if you follow us and ask for one kindly. You have to give us a review.
We won't ask. I'm not going to give you a shout. In fact, I will shout over attempted shout outs from this point on.
It has to be worth it. You have to do something special.
I will make like tongue noises that must be cut out, like nom, 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 nom. Exactly. If this continues, if this behavior continues, young man.
So all this to say, a mutual friend of ours, he was telling me a story one time about his mom's friend. One time, like going out for a night of drinking and like going to a Denny's. And going in the bathroom and like passing out in the bathroom, like falling asleep, and then waking up like 3 to 4 hours later. Which you think about it and you're like, oh, like that sucks that she fell asleep in a Denny's, and like that's like a long time spent alone in the bathroom. Like, oh, that's too bad no one checked on her. But then also you remember people work at the Denny's and it's a restaurant and they have to clean bathrooms.
Yes,
and no one came in the bathroom for 4 hours when they were open, like during prime hours.
That's disgusting.
So, pretty wicked that the Denny's lets you sleep. It's very nice.
As long as you're in the bathroom.
You guys don't understand. Like, if you fall asleep in the bathroom, they're assuming that you are paying hotel fare. So that's your space. That's your space
like
for the
hostel.
moment.
That's right. So, anyways, using a towel for your face and nose, and then also the
That is unreal.
It's an issue with buffets. So the Golden Corral in Holland, Michigan, where I work, is under constant like flip-flopping on whether it's open or not. In fact, the majority of the articles that feature in the local newspaper, the Holland Sentinel, are mostly about, is the Golden Corral open this time? Is it closed?
like a survey.
Yeah, one of our recent hires at the company was just came from the Holland Sentinel and likes to make that joke a lot about every time we get a paper if there's an article about the Golden Corral, if it's open or not.
I bet that joke kills
It
constantly.
It does, because it's relevant to us.
It's funny. It's banal. I like it. Golden. Have you guys ever eaten at Golden Corral?
No.
No, I haven't.
Oh, good. 0 for 3. We are definitely fit to talk about this. I mean, we've all
eaten at buffets.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Golden Corral because it's ubiquitous, and that there seems to be a shit ton of them.
Right.
You guys ever eat at Cece's Pizza Buffet?
I have eaten at Cece's Pizza Buffet.
Did you guys ever eat at when it was called Zabro's in Saginaw?
Was it? Is that what it
no.
was called? I didn't know they were by the same people.
I don't think it was the same thing, but it was called. We had a pizza buffet.
I remember
and it was called
Zabro's.
Zabro's.
Just the same
Yeah.
location.
Basically, it's a pizza buffet line with ice cream and arcade games, and that's the whole thing.
Right.
Yep. Not good at all.
No.
By any means.
I enjoyed it. I liked being able to eat as much pizza and ice cream as I wanted.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Big with kids. Buffets are really big with
Utopia.
kids.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kids like buffets. They like being able to take as much food as they want. It's kind of rebellious.
Yeah.
Adults, and generally normal people, buffets not the best. So that's why we're here to help them. So
what's
typically because when
Yeah.
now as an adult, when I go to a buffet, I take a reasonable amount of food, thinking I could go up again. And when I'm done with that reasonable amount of food, I'm done. And I just feel like, well, now I've wasted so much money and time and user experience going to a buffet instead of a restaurant where this food would have been so much better.
You know, buffets are great in theory because it's kind of this whole treasure trove and like unlimited access to the food. You can have as much as you want, but it's catch-22 because you don't
like an
you don't
Applebee's
want more.
potluck.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
expecting an Applebee's potluck, and you're getting just one plate of disappointment.
Yeah. And you can
Exactly.
go back up for
So-
more disappointment, but what does that really say about you?
It says,
Yeah.
you don't go up happy you're doing it. You're like,
More disappointment, please.
Yes. So what do you guys think could help this? Do you think having the large, like the serving areas, having smaller portions there, therefore having fresher food and less to pick
Well,
from?
buffets are working for kids. Obviously, like the large amounts of food and the not having to worry about portions or cleaning your plate. You can just get whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter.
Should there be a kids section?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's just a trough.
Yes.
Yes. Of chicken nuggets, pizza,
Yes,
Mac and
French
cheese.
fries.
I think some
Mac
of our
and
best
cheese.
ideas are when we introduce a little bit of competition and conflict into the experience.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to fix what's not broken for the kids section. You know how most restaurants have a kid meal? Mm-hmm. That kid meal for the buffets will just be a trough over
trough
in the
of
other
food.
area
Yeah.
where they can
It'll
just
be shorter too.
a small
Yeah.
trough. They can literally just eat right out of the trough
Just
if they really
standing
want
up
to.
if they need to.
Yep.
I like what you're saying about smaller portion sizes, less food. It increases scarcity. So the demand is going to rise, and we're going to have more wait times. People are going to be like, man, I love the buffet. Food's so good. I can never get as much as I want. I got to keep going up.
Yeah, exactly.
That
And people
increases
stay.
the user experience of a buffet, because that's what you go up there. You go up there to get what you want, enjoy it, go back up there to try something else. So I think what we also need to do is limit the plate size. You have a small plate, a very small plate.
Like a saucer
and-
for a teacup?
Yes, and the food doesn't just constantly get replenished by the workers. There's a tiny amount of food out there, and you have to fight for it.
I'm talking like 5-star quality buffet, like real specific, like fancy ass food.
And there's like 7 ragoons for the whole day.
Yeah.
Yep. And when something runs out, they bring something different, and there's no labels for where the food's going to be. So it's kind of like this whole geocaching thing, where you have no idea where it's going to be or
what
when.
it is.
You're kind of sitting on it, hoping.
You sit down.
Then you could get a total stinker.
You sit down with some takoyaki, and your friend's like, "Where'd you get that takoyaki?" He's like, "It's up there. They just brought it out." You get up there, it's too late. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yep, exactly.
It's been replaced by
Can't live in
stuffed
the past.
mushrooms.
Ugh.
Have you ever, wait, did any of you guys, speaking of food recently on Twitter, this is going to date this podcast, but did you guys see the tweet by Takis?
No, but I
You guys know
love
what Takis are?
Takis.
So Takis are like, they're kind of like hot Cheetos. but differently
and
shaped
better.
and different texture. And
I know
people like
of
them.
what you speak.
Yep. So someone tweeted, like someone in the military tweeted, "Man, I'd give anything to have some Takis right now," and they're like deployed right now. And someone tweeted at Takis, "Hey, like, how about some free Takis for this guy in the military who's deployed? Like, that'd be cool." And Takis said, "No free Takis. Thanks for being a fan, though."
Oh my god.
Takis obviously doesn't realize how sexy the troops are.
Exactly. Not
Oh,
they've
yeah,
been getting
no.
sexier. It's like all we need is one TikTok of a troop having a Taki, and then it's like
Boom.
talks are over.
Yeah.
That's right. Takis will go off.
New number one snack.
I love that the marketing budget of Takis extends to a fully employed Twitter employee, but not enough to ship Takis to troops.
Yes, I like that a lot. I just imagine that the Takis.
Where are
the
our
person who runs
marketing
the-
dollars going? 100%
Or maybe, like-
Takis is embezzling those funds.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Takis commercial?
No.
No, they just
No.
showed up one day in 7-Elevens around the world, and people were like, "Hey, these are pretty good. I guess I'll like good packaging. I'll try them. Oh, it's pretty good. I'll tell my friends about it." That was it. That was the whole
And they're
marketing
like,
scheme.
do I get anything if I get some Takis? And you're like, no free Takis.
No free Takis.
Can I try one? No free Takis.
I got shot
Oh,
in the
that'd be a
leg
great
today,
commercial.
and all I want is a Taki. Hey, Takis, want to send some Takis to the guy who got shot defending our country?
No.
No.
Make-A-Wish Foundation is just has come in, and this kid, all he wants is just a bag of Takis. No free Takis.
LOL, sorry.
Well.
Get well soon.
Oh man.
Wow.
Okay, so another back to
I would like
buffets,
to.
of course.
I would like to say we should circle back to cleanliness just to see how we're gonna deal with
Please.
this. I think we've solved like the portion size to get the function of a buffet. back
Definitely.
into it.
Yeah.
And
But how do we
increase
get
fun.
Yes, it's going to increase fun, and the kids are just enjoying their trough of food over in the corner.
Right.
Yep.
So how do we fix like because we don't want 4 hours of nobody cleaning a bathroom.
Right.
That's nasty.
It's very
And we
true.
also don't want
As
strangers
far as-
breathing on our food.
Exactly.
So here's for the bathroom. I've got ideas for
Okay.
both.
Lay 'em on us.
Not great ones, but starters. If you clean the bathroom, you get free plates at the buffet, and you have to pay per plate.
Ooh.
Or you get like you get a Marauder's map as far as where the food's going to come out when
Yes.
for a certain amount.
That's
of
what
time
I was
if you clean the
thinking.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep. And then as far as I like to call them free sneezers or mouth breathers. Sneeze guards are a thing of the past. They only help so much. Bouncers at the food, and if you look like you're about to sneeze, they throttle you and say, "What are you doing?"
Is it a better use of our personnel to have them just cleaning the bathrooms and changing the food, or is it better to have a bouncer? You're right, bouncer's so much better.
Yeah.
Bouncer, are you kidding
Definitely
me?
better.
Because then it's kind of like a club, and you're like, "Oh man, like place is cool. I feel
You're
so."
right. Automation's important, and using the customers to automate cleaning's important too.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And then if you like, oh, that area over there has 7 bouncers. I wonder what is over there. I'm going to go clean the bathroom so I can get some secret access to whatever that food is over there.
Ooh,
right.
there's rather than just extra plates, and that's probably a benefit of cleaning the bathroom.
Right.
You get a ticket that lets you into the
Oh,
rare
yeah.
or ultra rare section of the buffet.
It's kind of like getting into the good part of heaven based on how many retweets you
That's
do,
right.
which is a thought that I heard from someone else. I won't give shout outs.
Have an original thought, Evan, on this podcast.
No, there's no such thing as originality. Everything's just a recycled thought one way or another.
I have an original thought right here for you.
Uh-oh.
Say it.
I put myself on the spot.
I love you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
well, that's a great
I
thought.
love this company.
I think that I miss Evan's mullet.
I
Oh.
know that I miss Evan's mullet.
Yep. Which time? When I had it at my sister's wedding, or
God, that was my
When I-
favorite moment. Attending that wedding and looking up and being like, I'm so glad no one made Evan shave that thing off.
I asked my sister, I was like, "Hey, I can cut it if you want." She said, it's fine."
You know what
Which
that says to
come
me?
from a very passive aggressive family, so like I know it wasn't fine.
Oh.
She knew of the things that she could control. That was not one she needed to.
To me, that speaks a little bit of like love to me because she knows you and she realizes that all those wedding photos, She's gonna remember them fondly rather than
Yeah.
not fondly because of you and your dorky hair.
Look at my funny brother with his sweet do.
True. It was quite the look. My favorite part about when I had my mullet or when I bleached my hair and had frosted tips for like almost a full year was after both phases, when my hair got back to quote unquote normal. The people that would come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, like dude, you should do it again. It was so funny, like so cool," and be like, "Oh yeah, thanks," not wanting to do it again. And then my real friends that would come up to me and be like, "Oh man, your hair looks so much better now," and I'd be like, "Oh really?" And they're like, "Yeah, you looked like shit."
You looked like a fucking dumbass.
But it was
Yeah, it's
awesome.
like, hey,
No, it's one of those things where I thought you looked amazing, but goddamn,
Yeah.
you look terrible.
You looked dirty
Yeah, I
and
mean-
gross, but it was so cool.
yeah, it was my look at
It
the
was
time. And you know
awesome.
what? I never have to do it again, and it's
Also,
perfectly
it's not
fine.
like you had to engage on a professional level, so fuck it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't really making many first impressions. I wasn't meeting many new people. At that
Hot
Exactly.
take, more high schoolers should take bigger risks with their hairdos and facial hairs.
Absolutely
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because, like,
high schoolers
It's
are
the
getting
perfect
soft.
time. You still have hair, it's still growing. And B,
Yeah.
you don't have like responsibility for anything. So
Yeah, high school, college,
Yeah.
are definitely, or undergrad are definitely
Yeah.
the times to experiment with your look.
Right.
A lot of people experiment by getting fatter. I would guess that that's not the best way to go.
It's very true. A lot of people, whether voluntarily or just habitually, attempt the fat look. Great point. You know, it's not for everybody. Some people are better at pulling off the fat look. Have you ever met? Okay, here's a question. Have you guys? And we'll bring this back to buffets in a
Eventually.
second. Have you guys ever met anyone that looks better when they're fat? And I don't mean like, oh wow, like they are thick, male or female, they look good, but like someone who, when they are heavier, they look
Yes.
better. Okay,
I'm
thinking. I think Jonah Hill.
I was too.
God.
I was too. I didn't think we should all say it though.
Oh, guys, then we
Exactly,
just become best
so-
friends.
Yep.
'Cause that-
Yeah, and I mean, there's
Literally,
other
we
people
were
who,
all
like,
just like, oh, yeah, Jonah Hill, gain that weight back,
Yeah.
man, because you're not working it.
yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, if you get heavy enough, your body kind of your body doesn't really let you go back
Right.
to being light based on the mass you used to
Well,
take up, and now your skin's
It's a
stretched.
brand too. Like you,
It's a brand.
When you're a public figure or an actor, you build on your look, and the kind of roles you
Yeah.
get depend on your look. So if
very true.
you change your whole look, and it's just hard for your brand to keep up.
Why do you think I shaved my eared?
Because you can't do it 2-yeared.
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but I couldn't because the shows that I was doing were like, we need you to cut that thing off your face. And I was like, oh, okay.
For those who didn't know, Derek did a year-long beard, and it was dubbed the year.
It was so good.
I
It was
didn't know you
pretty
dubbed
wicked.
it a yeared.
Oh, yeah.
he did.
It's a yeared.
He
And
made
I grew
a-
my
he made a
hair
good
out
post
too.
about when he
I
cut it.
looked
Must have missed that post.
homeless. It was good.
You looked good, man.
Yeah.
You
It's on
looked
Instagram.
like-
You look like
Jesus.
At Derek Bryan on Instagram, you
Jesus.
can see my yeared. It's probably the last picture I updated.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Hygiene at buffets.
Well,
So
we got the hygienic
the
area.
fat people.
Yep.
Fat.
Fat people.
That's
This is
where
where
we're
we
circling
are.
back to.
Hot button topic at buffets.
Yeah.
We've all been to buffets, listener, you included. We love you, and we have been in your shoes or seat. You're at the buffet, and you look over after you're enjoying your questionable Chinese food or whatever buffet delicatessen you might be having, and you see it. You see the guy who has been making the most of his experience, guy or girl, and they've been at the buffet for, you can't say far too long because you don't know how long they've been there, but long enough, and they are hogging the good stuff. So we'll say that at this buffet, they haven't taken our suggestions. They have not been billed by us because they don't have the bouncers. They don't have the smaller portions. What
Or
do
the
you
child
suggest
trough.
we do?
The ultra rare
Or the child
menu
trough.
items.
Yep, they have normal buffet as we know it right now, and therefore they've got the buffet hoggers.
The biggest issue
big-
I think people have is when they look at their one plate that they ended up getting, like saying, this is plenty for me, but I had to pay the same as that person over there who's had like
Yeah.
40 plates, as I assume.
They have a stack of plates just growing next to them.
You're subsidizing that person, and you look over like, well, I don't feel like I should be paying the same money.
In my town where I go to school right now, Appleton, there's an all-you-can-eat sushi deal for like $20. and the guy who's eaten the most sushi plates, so like they come in plates, the most plates, he was able to name a sushi roll himself, and then someone else tried to break his record and was close. They noticed that he was going to the bathroom, and they thought he was throwing up to like
make room,
be able to eat more. Yeah, so they told him that he had to forfeit. So.
How many plates was it?
Oh, dude, it was a lot.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
So like 2 pieces come on each plate. Okay. I think he ate like close to 100 plates, maybe 70 or 80 plates. Wow. He was there. Apparently, he was there for like 2 to 3
That's
hours.
awesome.
That amount of raw fish is ridiculous.
Then I will say it's a decent deal, but I really don't like the rice.
That's a deal breaker for me.
It's cold rice too. Anyways, all this to say, I have a suggestion.
Bring it.
You guys can accept it or refute it. I thought of an idea that to run on shaming people. So, like, if Europe said that these
I like it.
And all this to say, we don't believe in fat shaming.
No,
but if you are over consuming and ruining the experience for your fellow customers, the big awful patrons hogging the good items, we can shame them by having an active leaderboard displaying on who's eaten the most of each buffet item. And it has, and like you have a name and picture associated with your brand. So like, it'll be like such and such has eaten the most. Wontons, not wontons, but crab rangoons today at 397. And it's got their picture next to it and their name.
Big Jack.
And Chungus. And there's no way that I think at that point it would kind of eliminate all.
I don't want to make a hole in your system, but I think to ensure that there's like not 100% fat shaming, so that people maybe are eating with a goal, there is like a world record.
Oh
that, like, you are shamed unless you are heading for this record.
Unless you break the record.
That's true. But then at that point, like, they get business because we will be billing you eventually. Yeah. Just wait, because everyone's going to want to see you break the record.
And everyone wants to see attempts at breaking the record. Like a near miss, still really dramatic. A lot of fun to watch.
So if you near miss, you then become shamed because you were just a fat person who didn't break any records.
You're wasting our time.
So this is going to be like the gym where everyone's going for personal records. But instead of lifting weights or, like, I don't know, what else you do at a gym for personal records. Instead of benching or squatting or doing a clean or deadlifting, you're
slurping oysters,
eating as much chocolate pudding as you can, or slurping oysters. Or
this sure is an awful idea we created, but we are going to implement it. It's
absolutely
this leaderboard with a world record level.
Yeah.
Is there any other issue? I'm gonna hop back over to the buffet reviews and see if there's any other issues that people tend to encounter.
I mean, personally, sometimes buffets have bad foods.
Bad food.
Expect someone. This is from Austin. Expect someone to hit your car. Good food, though. I don't think we can control the outside atmosphere, but
no.
Austin, I'm sorry.
All of our bouncers are inside, not outside.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, though. You can just expect it.
Oh, here's one. We're currently sitting here. Server has not been to our table since we sat down. Yet she has had time to socialize with her friends, check out 2 tables of a whole section. I've watched her for 20 minutes past my table. We have 5 empty tables to be picked up, and she's deliberately walked past us. Terrible service. BTW, her name is. I'm going to leave that out.
Wow.
So the issue that this character, he's a local guide. His name's Fat Zach. His issue is that he was at a buffet and expecting to be served, I think
we lean into this and have workers at buffets basically live lives adjacent to that of reality TV shows.
Oh my gosh.
There's nothing more useless than working at a buffet. Not useless, but like...
being a waiter at a buffet?
You're essentially there to clean dishes and make sure the food is stocked.
And like, if they don't have a pop machine, refill drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working at a buffet is similar to working in an old person's home cafeteria.
I have done that.
And
yeah, it's about the same. Around about the same. I honestly think you serve more in an old person's home
I'm
cafeteria.
Sure.
Yeah, well, they have smaller servings, and they want weirder foods.
That is not true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is untrue.
What do you think you're going to do when you're old, Evan? You're going to eat as long and as much as you can. What else is there to do?
I'm going to get drunk as hell off of beer.
Yeah.
drink my
Oh man,
calories.
dude, the wine hours were very popular.
Oh, there were wine hours.
Yeah, they had live music and everything.
Sick.
They served alcohol.
Yes.
I get that's really messed up of me to assume that they wouldn't serve
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yes, the old
They can have fun too.
Need to suffer sober through their demise, their slow decay.
That's right. No alcohol.
I can't
it's like
suffer
juvie.
sober through my like lively youth. And I can't expect the elderly to suffer through their decay sober.
Yeah, it's true. I guess old people love wine and old bad beers.
To the podcast listener, as the Knight of Ethics, I feel it is my duty to just put on the record that we here at Let's Bring Them In appreciate people of all body types, of all ages. We are not shaming anyone for being old or for being overweight. We love everyone. This is just stuff that we think we could all improve on.
I have noticed there is a I saw an article on Reddit the other day on our science that was like people are less prejudiced nowadays about race and gender and orientation, but more prejudiced against people that are overweight than they were like 30, 40 years ago.
It's like the one safe thing that everyone can be like, oh.
You can't change your orientation, your race, your gender. Well, you can change your gender. You just can't change.
Well, there's also less factual and less unbiased science about
if you eat a lot,
gay
you
people
will
or
gain
lesbians
weight.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no like, oh, all these gay people are dying because they're inherently gay.
Yeah.
No.
Whereas obese people can die from inherently being obese.
Exactly. Literally. They
The only
yes.
unhealthy thing that you can be discriminated for.
And people also don't like. There's a lot of things that annoy people, and whether that's their own, whether it's like stuff at the buffet where it's people you feel like you're subsidizing people taking too many plates,
right?
Or just or healthcare, other kind of things like that.
Yeah,
you know that's probably why buffets fail, is they think, oh, everyone's gonna come and they're gonna pay for their plate. And that's it? They're not going to go up and get seconds or thirds or fourths or ninths?
Well, they expect seconds and maybe thirds.
Well, but they're not going to expect, like, everybody that comes in is not going to, like, chow down and hang out for 2 to 3 hours. But that might be why they lose money, is people are like, it's a buffet. I'm going to eat as much as I can to get my money's worth. And then they end up bankrupting the restaurant.
Buffets are just homeless shelters.
The soup kitchens are buffets.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like square rectangles. I'm sorry. Earlier I was laughing because I was imagining a joke where a doctor came out and the family said, "What's the news, doctor?" And the doctor says, "I'm sorry, we couldn't save him." And the family says, "What's wrong? Like, it was so sudden." And the doctor says, "Well, it just so happens that he died because he was gay." And like that's a punchline. It's just like a really, really dumb joke.
It's one of those things where
exactly.
Oh,
all this to say
the problem is, like, in the 80s, that's heavy hitting.
They didn't expound and say that they had AIDS,
right?
Or
it was just
something else like that. It's like they had the gay.
Right. Yeah. They caught the gay.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny nowadays to say that. In the back when that was more stigmatized, and AIDS was stigmatized, that it was the gay community was more susceptible. This isn't funny.
Very well,
but
very well put.
Exactly. Joke effectively ruined by us. Good
shout
job,
out
gang.
to my brother's podcast, MD Odyssey, where they had my dad on recently, and they talked. Yeah, and they
I thought we were yelling for shout outs. Sorry.
No, well, hold on. They talked about this thing in particular with the they had my dad on and somebody he's treated for years with AIDS, and they talk about the stigma and everything like that. It's a great episode. Has a lot of insight to that history.
Will you cut out my sound?
When can we get Big Dell on our podcast?
Oh my gosh.
He made sense to feature on my brother's podcast because it's a medical podcast. How do we feature a doctor on a marketing podcast?
We rebrand hospitals.
We can remarket. Yeah, clinic. Well, no, I was thinking like clinics because they suck.
Like walk in like Ready Med or
But what's the big problem people have with like medical stuff nowadays? Like, what's the what?
Vaccinations.
Vaccinations.
Hot topic.
They don't work.
No, see, that's the thing. Yeah, Evan, shut the fuck up. No, the issue I think we're
They
having.
do work. They just give you autism.
No, I think Evan brings up a good point.
That's not true, by the way.
What we do here is try to rebrand, and we're not trying to like. What I think people think marketers do is pull the wool over your eyes and spin something in a good way,
buddy.
even though it's bad. What we're doing is we're spinning things that are already good, just with a bad rep, and just trying to improve public perception. So maybe we bring Dad on to talk about vaccines.
We're pulling the wool away from your eyes.
I'm sure that would be very.
We can make jokes about vaccines.
I'm sure that'd be a very funny episode with my dad on.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I like that. So in general, I like that. Currently, like, by the way, buffets.
Oh, we'll be billing you.
We'll be billing you.
You're welcome.
So anyways, I like how that currently, like, the culture around knowledge is it's smart to like disagree with people or like to question things, even if like they have data to back it up, which is what led. I feel like the number one and number two things that like people question where it's like, well, it doesn't make you smart is like flat earthers and anti-vaxxers, with one having very, very much clearer implications.
I love flat earthers.
For a good minute, I was pretty sure, and I'm still not convinced that whole movement is just a big troll.
Flat Earth? Oh, it seems like a giant troll.
It's a giant troll. But, like, vaccines aren't. And that's, like, the thing where they get grouped together, and it's just, like, one has literally no negative effect on anybody. Like, let them fucking ride a plane and get freaked out. But the other has a massive negative effect on public health.
Didn't some guy, not to obviously cutting you off, but not to purposely cut off the idea, didn't some guy like bring like a level with him on a plane and like claim that the plane didn't like curve because the level stayed still the whole time?
How would it stay still?
I think
the whole
that was
time?
one of the big
plane
trolls.
goes like
it goes up
all the way up and then levels out and then dips down. Like, how would they maintain level?
That is so
dumb. I don't remember.
Measurable way.
It was pretty heavy troll. All that to say, like, I think one of the big things about vaccinations, and this can just be like a lead in for when we eventually have Dr. Dell. I like that vaccines, like celebrities have opinions on vaccines that are completely based in things they read, and they read once and they've never reread on the topic or done any other further like lab research. Like
Jim Carrey,
Jim Carrey, Rob Schneider, and was it McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy? Really?
Melissa?
I'm not sure if that's true.
The woman?
Let me look it up.
I know Jim Carrey.
It's whoever it is.
Just like amazing actors, goddamn fucking idiots.
On behalf of all actors, I will not say anything about this because I don't speak for all actors. But
my dude, Derek, as a human, as a person on this podcast,
how can you disagree with science?
How can you disagree with this?
Oh wow! So it's Jenny McCarthy and her.
Yeah, I didn't want to call out
Wikipedia,
Melissa McCarthy without knowing if that was true.
True.
Her Wikipedia comes up as Jennifer Ann McCarthy, sometimes credited as Jenny Wahlberg, is an American anti-vaccine activist, then actress, then model, then television host. So, coming out of the gate with anti-vaccine activist.
Now,
it's just
Derek,
like
you seemed. Now, I don't want to. I have encountered this issue a little bit more recently, and I wonder if this is sort of like an anti-truth kind of vibe. People seem to be a little bit more hesitant to call out anti-vaxxers on their bullshit in like not like online. People are more than willing, but person to person, I feel like people are getting more awkward about broaching the subject. When to me, if a person says they're anti-vax, I will say to their face, "You're a fucking idiot murderer."
Absolutely. I think it's part of the PC culture that we live in. We don't want to offend anybody with what we say. So when we hear someone say, "Oh yeah, I'm totally anti-vaccine," and you want to hit them in the face and say, "Have you ever had the flu? You know how much that sucks? Why don't you get a flu vaccine every year?" Yeah.
I think it's because it's kind of deep seated in the concept of autism.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like how medicine during the Dark Ages was like based on fear. So it's like the whole idea of autism is like a fear.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, like to blame one's mental health,
seriously,
and like autism in general on a vaccine is pretty
unreal.
wicked. seeing as polio was cured less than 100
Yeah,
years.
you're welcome. That was vaccines.
Yes. Like, it's not like it's smallpox. It's not like it's measles. Like, there was polio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, it's hard to even, like, use the anti-vaxxers' logic, but by their own logic, they'd rather have a dead child than one with autism.
Which, if you ever meet a parent of a child with autism, I'm not trying to speak for all parents with children with autism.
They will beat the shit out of
you. They
you.
will hit you in the face as hard as they can repeatedly for even thinking that. Oh my gosh.
Verbal meme.
So bad.
Robin, or whoever the character that old-timey Batman slaps,
Robin,
says,
yep.
Vaccines cause autism, and then Batman slapping them and saying, who cares? They're still alive.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
Dude,
again,
nice.
this gives credence to the idea that
Knowledgeable
vaccines cause autism, and they do not.
No, not at all.
They don't at all. Final statement until Dr. Dell comes on and we try to make him go crazy.
I would love to do
by,
this. At some point, we're gonna bring Dad. We're gonna bring Dad on, and we're gonna talk about this.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All of our dad. All Derek and I and yours collectively, our dad.
Our dad,
Yes,
Dr.
100%.
Dad.
I think at some point we can bring in our dads, all of our dads on this. We can definitely do some vet rebranding at some point.
Hey, yeah, do you mean like veterans?
No, I meant like
Veterinarians.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, my dad was in the Air Force. You should thank him for his service.
We can do both.
And
Thank you.
in and out of the air.
Thank you
Dr.
for your
Dr.
aerial
Klein?
service.
Areola. Like nipple.
Acrobatics.
Thank you for your areola, Mr. Klein.
All right. So anyways, I've been Evan Klein.
I have been, and will always be, until I change my name to avoid public recognition, Ben DeHart.
And I am Sir Derek of the Ethics.
We love you so much. I'm rubbing my areolas just thinking about you.
And we'll be billing you.
Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe, fools.
What does that even mean? We're not YouTube.